Losing his keys is no longer a concern for Sandro Portner. All he needs to do to open his front door is to swipe his hand in front of this chip reader. A fan of new technology, this young man from Switzerland has had 2 radio frequency identification chips implanted into his body. He's part of a new generation of what some have branded enhanced human beings.
I'm not saying it's indispensable, but I'm a high-tech fan, and it's an invention I was interested in trying out. Another reason is I know it's easy to remove, if I want to.
Opening doors or switching on your smartphone, these are just some of the uses for these chips, and the range of new applications is growing. The size of a grain of rice encapsulated in bioactive glass, the chips don't affect the human organism according to developers. Even tattoo artists have started implanting them.
We've had between 70 and 80 people come here to get implants. They come in waves. One person will get an implant, and then others will see the result, and they'll want one too. People think it's really weird to get an implant, and then they see the result and they think, I could try that too. Maybe one day the chip will allow me to do even more things.
Is this technology really useful? For this Swiss anthropologist, it's all about today's luxury becoming tomorrow's necessity. The notion of usefulness is something that evolves. We're in a consumer society where the stakes are always higher. Today, some things seem useless or even ridiculous, but tomorrow or the day after, they'll seem essential, because we'll have got used to the fact that they're technically possible. This is the case in the medical field. At the Swiss Federal Institute of Technology in Lausanne, researchers have developed an RFID microchip which tracks cholesterol and helps adjust drug intake.
Oui, en principe, il peut être utile pour plusieurs applications. Par exemple, dans la côté...
There are many applications. In oncology, for example, you can measure anti-cancer drugs, which can be dangerous. So it's important to adjust the quantities you give a patient.
Médicaments qui sont en principe dangereux, donc il est très important de les contrôler.
So I want to say Barak the Hawa, Barak the Hawa Shah, Barak the Hawa, Barak the Hawa Shah, Bahashim, Rakakadash. Double honors the apostles and the elders of GMS. Citation to you brothers out there doing this work in truth and sincerity. I like to say Muwafat Babel, which is death to Babylon. And Lord willing, this is edifying to you brothers out there that's doing this work in truth and sincerity. So real quick, man, as you've seen on the video about the RFID chip, which, you know, we believe is a mark of the beast, you know, and it's obvious to see, you know, because it's something that can be inserted into the body or implanted into the bodies, and the scriptures specifically explain that. So real quick, this is Revelation chapter 13 verse 16, and it says, and he causes all both, well, you know what, let me start up at I'll start up at 14. It says, and he deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image to the beast which had the wound by a sword and did live, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. And he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead. So let's go to this word. We're going to go to the Greek for this word mark, which in the Greek it is charagma.
Strong's G 5480. Charagma. Charagma.
Which is a stamp, an imprinted mark of the mark stamped on the forehead or the right hand as a badge of the followers of the Antichrist. The mark branded upon horses, then carved sculpture, graven work of idolatrous images. So that's what it is, man. It's an imprinted mark, which is what the RFID chip. Something that can be inserted into the body, the hand or the forehead. you know. And it says, and that no man might buy or sell, say he that had a mark. So, and the times is coming is where all of your devices is going to need an RFID chip in order for it to work, you know. And that's what Esau is wanting to implement, you know. It's his enterprise being the control over the masses by having you either choosing to get the RFID chip, or the times is coming is where he's going to force it upon you. It's not a fucking philosophy. You can't buy and sell with a philosophy. That makes no sense, man. Buy and sell with a philosophy? Come on, man. So you're going to go into a grocery store and say, look, I worship Greek gods. Can I go ahead and get that loaf of bread? Come on, man. I worship Jesus Christ, Cesare Borgia. Can I go ahead and give me a bottle of water? Come on, man. You know, you got dudes out here who's talking about, well, the chip is in the cell phones, and the chip is in this, and the chip is in that. Well, it's a transitioning, man. It's called transitioning. Do you know what that word? Well, let's look up that word. Meaning of transitioning. Salakia. Let me just get it.
Transition.
It says the process or a period of changing from one state or condition to another. So that's what transition means. To transition means the changing of one state to another. So what is the devil doing? He's taking a chip from what? The cell phones, credit cards, now into a device that looks like of a grain of rice, man. That you can imprint into your hand or your forehead, man. Which the devil have something, I forget what it's called, but it's called like a computerized brain, where you're able to do things just from using your brain, man. It's where your brain is connected to computer. So that's him transitioning from that to the RFID chip, you know. But you got dudes out there with the lack of understanding, you know. What is that? I believe that's 2 Timothy chapter 3 verse 7. Let me get it. Let me get it here. It says, ever learning and never able to come to the knowledge of the truth, man. Yeah, you got dudes out there who know they're Israelites, dudes out there who know the so-called Black, Hispanics, and Native Americans are the Israelites. You know, the Israelites according to the Bible, according to prophecy, according to Romans 8:16. But they're not eating a whole roll, man. They're not eating a whole roll. They're not speaking the whole thing. You know, they're not getting into the truth. You know, and the Most High ain't dealing with dudes like that, man. Real quick, let me get this. This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 3, verse 1. It says, moreover, he said unto me, son of man, eat that thou findest, eat this roll, and go speak into the house of Israel. So in order for you to go speak into the house of Israel, you have to eat the whole roll, man. You know, everything that is written in the Bible, you have to speak the whole you have to speak the whole thing, man. You got to speak the truth. You know, the goddamn philosophy. Come on, man. Really? It says, so I opened my mouth, and he caused me to eat that roll. And he said unto me, son of man, cause thy belly to eat, and fill thy bowels with this roll that I give thee. Then did I eat it, and it was in my mouth as honey for sweetness. And he said unto me, son of man, go get thee unto the house of Israel, and speak with my words unto them. So there you go, man. You got to speak unto the house of Israel the words of Yahweh Shem Yahushua Amashiach, man. You know, Yahweh being the Father, Yahushua being the Son. These are their words, man, that you have to speak. You know, you can't leave anything out, and you can't add and take away from the truth. You know, so let's go back to this Revelations. Revelations chapter 13, verse 14, and it says, and deceiveth. Matter of fact, let's just get to the point. Let's jump down to 15. It says, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. And it says, and he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell save he that hath the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Here's the wisdom: let him that have understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666, man. So you gotta speak these words, man. You know, the RFID chip this is plain to see, man. You know, even a baby can see that, man. This is plain to see. This is milk. You know, the RFID chip is the mark of the beast. You can't get around that, man. You know. So I'm gonna go ahead and get the judgment, then I'll go back to the video and end it from there. So this is our Revelations chapter 14, verse 9. And it says, and the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast in his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture, into the cup of his indignation. And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone, in the presence of the holy angels, and the presence of the Lamb. So I like to say, Barak de Yahweh, Barak de Yahweh Shah, Barak de Yahweh, Barak de Yahweh Shah, Bahashem Rakakadash, double honesty, apostles and elders of GMS, and citation to you brothers out there doing this work in true sincerity. I like to say Mawafla Babel, which is death to Babylon. Lord willing, this was edifying to you brothers out there that's doing this work in true sincerity. I like to go ahead and say Shalom.
Correctement.
It's a project which has fed all kinds of rumors, especially over the internet. In 2011, many websites announced that such implants would become compulsory in the United States as part of President Barack Obama's newly introduced healthcare plan. A hoax which has since been exposed. In this office in the Swedish capital, Stockholm, RFID chips allow wearers to open doors, swap contact details, or use the photocopier, all with the wave of a hand. Developers want to explore what possibilities the chip offers and see how products and services can be developed around the technology.
Here you can open doors using your chip. You can do secure printing from our printers with the chip, but you can also communicate with your mobile phone by sending your business card to individuals that you meet.
According to developers, since the amount of metal in the chip is so small, there's no risk of it setting off metal detectors, and it's also safe during MRI scans or when using an induction oven. It's also very unlikely to break inside the body as it's buffered by the surrounding skin and tissue.
It felt pretty scary, but at the same time it felt very modern, very 2015.
Its developers say such a chip cannot be tracked, so there's no risk of privacy intrusion. The fact is, it's already in our lives. It now remains to be seen what this form of transhumanism holds for us in the future.